So this home was a major renovation. We started with a small home that was still 3 bedrooms, but just tucked kind of in the corner of the block, and it had this long end-on-end garage. And it was a small little house. They had some really lovely features, but one of the best things about it is where it was positioned on the block. And one of the things that small home gave us, that if we were to knock it down and start again, was we retained the existing rights of the land that we were using. So when I was talking to the clients first off, they said, I want to create quite a signature home. Some of the pieces that we were trying to do when we were doing it was retain things like it's got a big water tank underneath it, retain the basic footprint from downstairs, and then extend that and make each of the spaces into better living spaces as we went. So I'm going to take you on a little walk around and we can show you some of the pieces that we put together. Come with me. The space transitions from the library to the master bedroom. So the original small home on this spot took in low views over the rivers and through the hinterland. What we were able to do when we came upstairs was take in the full gambit of the coast, right across from Maroochydore all the way as far as you can see up to Noosa through Mount Coolum and then into the hinterland behind as well. One of the lovely little things that I was able to do was when we put in the walk-in robe was to put a big mirror above the bed which actually conceals a hole that comes through. So you can see from inside the walk-in robe all the way up to this view as well. So the idea being that this is the money shot. This is what you pay for to live in this spot, and we wanted to bring that into the house in as many ways as possible. Here in the master ensuite, we were able to do a couple of amazing things. First of all, we wanted to freestand a bath, but make it something a little bit different. So we used the tiles around it and set the bath into it. It's also got its own small private balcony, which means that when you're seated here, whilst you're inside, you feel like you're fully outside. The bath's fairly low to the floor, so you drop down, you don't see the roofline, and you just blend into the landscape. With our north-south access, we get these breezes that come through and dry this room as well. Like, in your shower room, it can get damp and mouldy. Not in this one, because it flows straight through, and as you look out towards the hinterland on the southern side of the building, the air's just blowing straight through the fully louvered shower box. Beautiful vanity which is hung off the floor, and we've even got a really clever laundry chute. This means all the laundry ends up in the same place in this house, which is great, makes it so much easier for living. One of the things in this renovation that I wanted to achieve was pretty much the old house stopped here, and beyond us here was the garaging. So we wanted to use this space to transcend us to the upstairs, and we had a big curved wall running in on the outside of the building that we were going to create in rammed earth, and a view window corridor out this way. So we wanted to get this cool air from under there into the house so that we could bring cool air from the back as well into the house and take that up and to get the hot air to go out, creating a chimney effect through the stairwell, so that we're using natural ventilation and cooling rather than constantly running air conditioning. This house, very rarely is the air conditioning ever run other than in the bedrooms. We stepped from timber to concrete back to timber again. To take the weight out of the concrete a bit, I overhung the timber steps out and then took it up, and then we've got a rammed earth wall here as well as another rammed earth wall running back to there. This we wanted to use for support for the staircase, but also as a wine cellar, which I'll show you later. The owners of this house love a good glass of wine. Now they have a wine cellar where they store their wine, and then they also have a cellar which is just in the house. This is in between the structural elements that we used to build the house, which was 2 massive rammed earth walls. This cellar keeps a constant temperature, keeps it beautiful and cool, and then we built these wine trees that carry the bottles vertically on their side, so that what we could do is we could fit 96 bottles of wine here, and there's even a bit of stock on the floor. Got a glass door on the end so that when you're in the home you can light this simple light behind us and you can view the wine cellar from the kitchen and from the living area. It's a really cool spot. One of my favourite building materials in the architectural space is rammed earth. Now we can use it externally and internally. I love to be able to bring it from the outside to the inside. When you use it inside, it really grounds the place. It really gives the home a sense of being part of nature. It absorbs lots of the noise in the home, and not only that, it's cooling, as well as you can use it for heating if you want. We didn't wire brush it all back, which is one way that you can treat it. What we did is we left it with the form lines and all the form pocks that are on the wall to create a really organic feel. In this home, there's over 100 square meters of rammed earth. I love to mix the mediums, and it works beautifully with exposed steel. It's magic. Straight ahead of me, I have a set of louvers, which if we didn't have them screened off, as you walked into the house from the street, you would look directly into the dining room. So we screened them and cleverly did that so that they were at their thickest point at around eye levels. But lower down and up above, we've got more holes in the screens, which allows that cool air to come through and into the louvers. Also, if we're at the dining table and we look over our shoulder, we can see who's approaching us through the front door. They can't see us because of the way the light works against the screen, but we can see them. We also chopped up the outside entrance so that they'd be watching where their feet went rather than just looking at where they were going to. It created a journey and some mystery to getting to the front door. Thanks for watching this episode, and if you'd like to see more, click on the link above or below for YouTube or Facebook.